Hello, everyone, and welcome. Here's Johnny. And we have our guest today. We have Ray Reseller. That's Robin. We also have Never Ending Saga, Kevin, and of course, Larry. I want to welcome everybody to the chat, and we'll go in and welcome everyone. We have Larry M. Welcome. Queen Cleopatra in the house. Robert. Then we have Art Vandalay. Welcome. And then we have Richard at Ford Pinto Flips. That's Ford Pinto backwards. And we also have Callie Reseller Lewis. Welcome. We have Lisa C in the house. Welcome. And so now that we have a few people in the chat already, what we'll do is we'll go around and introduce yourselves and let everybody know who you are, maybe how long you've been doing YouTube, what platforms you may sell on, and we'll get started with that. And I want to welcome Pittsburgh, Anthony in the house. And so let's start with you, Robin.
I'm Robin, Ray Reseller, and I've been selling on eBay for approximately 3.5 years, and I just recently crossed over into Poshmark about a year ago. I've dabbled in Mercari, but I just haven't really gotten into it too much. Two flat platforms is plenty for me to do by myself at this point. And I started my YouTube channel about a year ago. So,
well, good, and welcome to the community.
Thank you.
All right, Kevin, we'll get you next.
I am. My name is Kevin. I'm Never Ending Saga, and I'm a newbie. I've been only in this community on YouTube since shortly before the pandemic. But before that, I was investigating a change of life and a change of career things, and was just watching videos and learning from some of y'all that are in here. Like one of the first videos I ever saw was Pittsburgh with Nate. Oddly enough, so that's pretty cool to see him here, and I appreciate them coming to learn about this whole entire world that I didn't really honestly know existed. I knew buying storage lockers existed. I dabbled. I knew that people sell stuff on eBay, and I dabbled, but I had no idea that there was a whole conglomerate and an unlimited potential to what you can do. There really is no cannot do. You know, you can get yourself some streams. So right now I'm doing storage lockers. It's been successful. I started buying them in South Carolina when I was in New York, and had some people, processing, taking care of it just to get the newness of it out of my system, for lack of a better term, and to learn right. And I'm loving, believe it or not, I'm as outgoing and as verbal as I am. People will be probably surprised that I rather and love doing them online.
Oh, wow.
Because in person, it's not for me, because I'm ultra competitive as well. So it's probably, what I'm trying to do is let my heart last another 30 years. So doing it home online and picking and choosing what I want to do, and it's been okay. I'm not making $1 million, but I haven't gotten hurt yet. I'm also right in the middle of starting. As you guys have known, I've been all over the place buying vociferously all over YouTube merchandise that I've procured quite a hoard of merchandise, and just starting to load up my eBay to get that rolling. I will do Mercari because I've heard good things about it, and things from the lockers I've been doing off of Facebook Marketplace, which has been, I think I hear nothing great, but great things about it, and they're quick flips and whatnot. And then we'll see what comes down the road. I just started a channel a week ago. It seems to be, some people seem to like it. It's a bit of a safe haven if you got to vent and let it loose and act yourself and not be, be whoever you want to be at the right times of the day. Not during the day where it interferes with people. It's overnight. And if you want to let loose and something's on your mind. And the last few times, we had people, give you insight in who they are, which is exactly what I really wanted it to be. People have let their guard down, and you got to really know some people that you see in passing for months, and then you hear about their journey, and none of us are too far away from having similar journeys to where we got. Nobody knew each other growing up, but we all ended up here. And there's a reason for it, I believe. I do. So sorry to babble.
No, and you're right about that. Because the thing about it is, now that people actually can put a name with a face, and they see somebody on either a live or in your chat, for somebody who may not ever show their face, now they can put a name with a face.
Yeah.
So have you always just done online auctions for storage?
Oh, when I was in New York, the ones in New York, you can imagine what kind of a battlefield that was. I did some in-person ones, and that's when I kind of was like, this is just, I don't know. Every place already has their niche before all the TV shows that were on.
Correct.
And then they felt like that you were intruding upon themselves, which I understand that. I understand being territorial. But if you look at all the storage lockers in the United States of America,
Yep.
there's 5 per person living here. I mean, when I went to South Carolina to go up to Columbia, in Columbia alone, I believe there's 22 storage facilities. That's one city.
Wow.
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 From one of the because it's all interstates and it's all smaller towns.
Right.
So you go to and then you work your way, let's say from Columbia up to Greenville. You're going to hit them all off the highway because, they're clean businesses for people to have. It's, it's zoned where you can have storage facilities. So you pass them in each town, one or two, one or two, one or two. So it's a great place to be. And I'm sure there's a lot of other places that's a great place to be for it. But that's not why I chose South Carolina. I chose South Carolina. I fell in love with it when my oldest was in the Marines, when I was go to North Carolina to visit him and then shoot down to South Carolina. My youngest had moved down here 4 years ago with his mom.
Okay.
And he's at the age now where he needs, nothing's bad. Let's put it this way. He's an 18-year-old boy in the South who's from New York. So he needs a little direction or guidance, maybe reel him in a bit, maybe let him go a bit, like breaking a horse.
Right.
Before there's too many paths that can be going down, and that's when I believe that you really do need your dad.
You need to step in and help them, and that's good.
Or
not a lot of people have their dads that support them and help them.
Yeah, let them hit the wall and pick them up and dust them off too. Once in a while,
right.
they're going to have that ego of cockiness. Let them crash in front of you rather than you find out later on that the situations are bad. But I also ended up down here when coronavirus is off the charts in the state, so I'm hiding in the woods and I ain't coming out.
Melanie Lightbeam says, I knew Never Ending Saga sounded familiar. New York in the house.
If people can't identify me as being from New York, I mean, geez. Anywhere I walk in, they know. They don't say New England. They don't say up north. They know New York. I guess, Boston has their own, Massachusetts. I think that's where Johnny's from. They have their own dialect that when people get transplanted, with their hard A's and O's and God even knows, oh my God, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Now,
and
Kevin, doing storage lockers, I know you do those. I heard you talk about it. Have you really lost a lot of money doing one, or
no.
Are you always?
No, honestly, no. Knock on wood, no. I don't get into bidding wars. This is where we first started in the beginning. Watch them. It's like anything else. You want to know how to throw a curveball? You watch the guy who knows how to throw a curveball. Then you pick the ball up and you practice. So you watch. So I started out lowballing. I would wonder why some weren't sold. Well, a locker, when you open it up and you can see a visual that's got 24 hefty bags thrown in there. That was a midnight move. Odds of anything worthwhile is slim. And there are people that, their niche is getting bagged clothing, selling it to Play-Dohs. I mean, there's different niches that buy storage lockers. Not everybody's looking for the home run. You got places that have one of the biggest businesses in this country right now is flipping homes. Well, what better than to get a storage locker for $250 with $1,000 worth of furniture in it? Now you just the home furnished. Your rent just went up $150 a month, and that's very big down here. I mean, Columbia and there's a lot of towns that when you get to University of South Carolina, very nearby, so it's a little bit transient. Anywhere near like a university area, you do get a four-year transient because a lot of people live off campus and then they come and go. I tend to, and you can immediately identify a dorm locker. If you're going to get it for $50, you make $250. You're not going to make $1,000. My plan isn't to find that one that's got the hidden box of gold. Just process, flip, and move on. And if you're looking to make $1 million, there's very few that do. I'm sorry, John?
No, go ahead. Finish.
Oh, so yeah, did I ever lose on one? I haven't yet. I broke even. I'm in the middle of breaking even on one. It depends on 2 items that were in it. I mean, sometimes things go quick, sometimes they don't. But you got to really keep in mind that I'm a very big proponent of this. Don't say I just spent $250 on a locker. You got to put your unapplied labor on it. You put time in emptying it. You got to figure. Now, your time is worth money, whether people believe it or not. People say, yeah, I only go outsourcing 10 hours a week. And they're like, people are like, why are you only doing 10 hours? They're doing 10 hours shipping. Johnny's doing 127 hours of listing. Because that's what he does. He's probably listing now.
I'm off of it right now.
I mean, that's labor. It's a job. I mean, kudos to the people who do it part-time and can find the time to do it. I mean, I don't know how they do it part-time, because I think it realistically turns to a second full-time job for them. I happen to love every aspect of it. The discovery and this and that, and like you go, oh shucks, that's chest didn't have a phenomenal thing in it. You want to find the, what do you call it? The glass chalice. I mean, the golden chalice. It's that fun thing. People metal detect for that reason. People go fishing for that reason. Oh, am I going to catch a fish today? It's the reward, and it's fun. It really is fun. And you can't say, oh man, that's 10 in a row I got and I only made a few bucks. But listen to the end of the statement. I made a few bucks.
Right.
The one that you're going to make $1,000 on a $200 unit is going to be there, because that was the very first one I bought down here.
Okay.
So,
now, did you teach yourself, or did you learn from somebody first?
Oh, I watched people. I consumed quite a bit. I watched, and I did watch some of the ones that, it just seems like every one of their units is good, but they do that because they have a show. And they're not being facetious, because people always say, oh, Bob, show the bad ones. I don't want to see the bad one. There are going to be bad ones. So if they show one bad one, but you don't see, you look at the people out there. Am I allowed to mention names in a good way?
Yeah.
Okay, you watch a guy like Pirate, even Grimes, even a couple other people. They're happy and they like what they discover, and they're entertaining, and whatever people, you like it or don't like it, whatever. But they show you what you could get and what you can find. They're not chasing people away from doing this like others do. They're showing you, hey, this would be great. Well, sure. Do you want to see Pirate show the 10 he broke even on? That's boring content. No one's going to do it, because part of their income is YouTube.
Yeah.
And essentially, that's what everybody wants a little bit of part of their income to be. We're all smart enough to know you're not getting $20,000 checks a month.
No.
But that couple of bucks a month pays. If you can pay your car payment with your YouTube AdSense, that's phenomenal.
Right.
And you're still making content, and you're going to get one video that's going to hit an algorithm. I hate that word, but I know everyone uses it. That gets caught up in a cycle, and then boom, here come a bunch of people, and you're off to the races, and you're going to be okay. But you can't lose the fact that I think YouTube is not a way to pay your bills. It gets you the better ham and cheese, and gets you that better steak.
And what I was going to say for Larry, whenever you look at getting into buying storage lockers, there's several things you need to look at. The work you're going to have to put into it, but when you're looking at these lockers, make sure you're taking, and if you're in person, bring a flashlight, look at the back of that unit, look at things, how they are. Is it dusty? Is it just something that looks like it's staged? Is it something that somebody just recently went through? Because it is good rewards, but there's a lot of work involved in it, because you have to go through each piece. For example, if you ever haven't watched Jack at the Locker Nuts, he will show you everything that comes out of those lockers, but he'll tell you have to look at things, because he was finding money in cash, in envelopes, birthday cards, gift cards, you name it. So as long as you take the time to look at every piece of paper, envelope, bag, purse, anything that has covers and pockets, you have to check all that. So there is a lot of time consuming to it. But in the ones I used to buy, I'm still selling stuff from those lockers. It's all profit, because I'm finally getting all that listed. But I don't do lockers right now because I have enough inventory. But if you have the time, you have the knowledge, and watch other people that are doing it and learning some of the mistakes that they're making, you can do it. But you have to take time with it.
Yeah, Glockenuts is a great example, because he does it and he shows you the good, the bad. He educates you. He's a super nice dude, too. Really nice guy. His name's Jack, right?
Yes.
He's super nice dude.
And the thing about it, his whole family gets involved with it. Kids, the wife, and they do their weekly auctions just from what they're getting out of the locker.
It's you know what, life gives you peaks and valleys and throws you curveballs, and if you learn the storage locker business, you can work anywhere in the country. So if you got to end up somewhere else tomorrow for some reason, good or bad, you still have a way to make a living. And another thing is, look at the locker. You pay $300 for it. That's all in. Let's say you're $300 plus your, the finder's fee for the locker. Let's say it's, $270 plus 27. It's usually 10%. $300. Don't get depressed and saying, oh, I only sold this, and this. Cover the cost of the unit. And then if you got merchandise and it's not moving, but you have merchandise, and it's going to move. So you keep a list of, that's how you figure out. People can say, oh, I lost in that locker. Well, no, you're not done selling everything out of it.
Exactly.
And like Johnny said, pay attention to what's in there, because, man, what a pain in the ass mattresses are.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a pain in the ass to get rid of them. I swear, I went through a run the last 2 weeks that everyone had a mattress, a microwave oven, and a Christmas tree. Seriously, I can't believe how many people have fake Christmas trees and they stick their microwave in there, and there's, they put as many beds as they can.
Yeah.
And then to dispose of that's a pain in the ass because no one's going to come get it. You got to move it out of there and get it to the dump.
Right.
And like in Colombia, there's one place that takes mattresses. You can't bring it to any of the other places. You got one place.
Wow.
So you have to do your research to see if there's things in it you can get rid of, but you can bring it or have somebody come. For me, I was fortunate enough and blessed that when I had bought some of the units I bought, I posted on Facebook. They came to the unit and bought the furniture. I did not have to lift it. I didn't have to move it. I just took the pictures and they came and bought it. I gave my time and a place, and they came and got it out of my way, and I didn't have to deal with it. And that was what made my money, where everything else was profit. And I already was in the green after that has been taken care of. So you got to make sure you put all the ducks in a row, know what you're going to do, and how you're going to get rid of it.
The other thing that I've been teaching myself, and I learned from scratch in the past couple of years, is that I actually do like thrifting.
Hmm.
And I've been watching Dr. Lori and a few other people.
Oh, God, she's so good.
She's hilarious. She keeps you engaged, and you actually learn.
Knowledge.
She is. I also like Jocelyn. Who doesn't? Jocelyn is a crazy lamp lady.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about that. Plus, I've taught myself. I have an affinity for a lot of glassware and stuff. Never thought I would. I mean, I grew up. I didn't grow up a guy who was into housewares and never went into that department in Caldors or Target. But now I'm a guy that I actually find myself going, wow, and I catch myself. That's gorgeous. That's nice.
Yeah, that's some beautiful pieces.
I'm using nice words I never used before in my life. It's just like
the niceness out of you, huh?
Look at this, look at that, and I'm like, I pick up something that's Limoges. I can identify it from down the block now.
Right.
I like Murano glass. I like a lot of the things a lot of people like. I love old Noritake, Nippon, stuff like that. I've really read. I've impressed myself because I'm not a reader. I'm a visual person, but I don't use that part of my brain for reading. I like to do things and fail, then succeed, and I like to learn by being, more visual.
And so a lot of times you will learn from your failures.
The first thing I did was I went to a Savers and bought the whole shelf, and I sat there with a lot of junk and three great pieces. And I said, and you look at it, and there's a fine line between junk. Well, it's not fair to call it junk. Inexpensive and something that's desirable. I know I'm learning the right vernacular. So now you know what I mean about using words like that's gorgeous, that plate, and people look at you going, "You're a right guy." Who's this?
Okay, I want to welcome some others in the chat. We have Melanie Lightbeam. Welcome. We also have let's see here. Key Lime Kisses. Welcome. Hello. How you doing? And we have Callie Reseller Lewis. Welcome. Nikki T in the house. Welcome. The chat just flying by. We also have Steve O, the SC Thrifting Treasures. Welcome, Steve. Lone Star Picker. Welcome. Sleepless Hustle. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Hope everything's okay. Let's see. Brittany Brands in the house. Welcome. So, everyone, if you have any questions for either Kevin or Robin, feel free to put them in the chat. Do me a favor. Put at Kajun Roots so I'll be able to see it because it will highlight it for me. Welcome, Kajun Reseller. And that way we can get some answers of some questions you may have, curious minds of questions. And I see something here from Lone Star. Let's see what it was. He's welcoming everybody. Okay. And then we have Lone Star. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I'm having a blessed day. Okay, so Robin, what is it that got you to start doing your reselling and your adventures into your YouTube channel?
Reselling started, like I said, about 3.5 years ago. And a year prior to that, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. And I ended up having to leave my career that I had been in. I was a preschool teacher / administrator for over 20 years. And so I was having to I couldn't do that anymore. And I spent the first year trying, going to doctor's appointments, them trying to figure out what's wrong, finding medication, all that fun stuff. And I just needed something, a lot of people when they retire, even it's better if they're still doing something. you need to find a purpose in life, something that you like to do. And I believe everything happens for a reason.
Yep.
And I happened upon Casey, the Rockstar Flippers YouTube channel. And I actually live in the same town as him and as Rally Roots. I'm sure you know. Yeah. And I just happened upon it and I started from there. So I've been doing it ever since.
Well, good.
Awesome.
That's great.
And I also want to welcome Gate City Picker in the house. So what is the biggest thing that you like so far about the eBay as far as maybe one of the biggest items that you ever flipped?
For me, the biggest item that I flipped on eBay was I started out with clothing, and I have mostly clothing still. I do have dabbled in hard goods, just take up a lot more room, a lot more space. So clothing is easier to store. But I found a designer dress. I don't even remember the actual name of it, some French designer dress at Goodwill. And the dresses at my Goodwill are about $6. And I was able to flip it for about $150. So that was, that was my biggest.
That's awesome. Well, we have a question from Lone Star Picker. It's a panel question. What is the most lucrative piece of ephemera most unusual ephemera you've ever found? I personally have not started yet. I just started getting some of the ephemera. For me, I haven't started yet.
Yeah.
So, have you ever done ephemera?
No.
Larry, I know you do. Kevin, have you ever done ephemera?
Oddly enough, it's sitting right in front of me. And yeah, because I've got from Union Pacific Railroad photos that are stamped and basically on the back, and what do you call that word? Provenanced of original pictures. Let me get to where it's called. Here you go. The 49ers rear two cars made over the original articulated 2-bedroom, 14-compartment, 3-bedroom observation lounge twin unit built by Pulliam in 1936.
Wow.
They were first named Advance in Progress, but later changed to Bear Flag and California Republic. So I mentioned to somebody I know that was like, well, I got some cool train pictures. I thought because of the way the photographs are great, and they're also labeled by the photographer August 6, 1936, it looks like, believe it or not, Lionel train, pictures of Lionel trains that are close up to me look like it's real, but they're not. They're actually the pictures taken in the factory before they tracked them.
Oh, wow.
And he goes, wow, I know somebody like that. And the guy calls me up and just offered me $475 for 5 pictures.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, really? He goes, yeah, he's just, listen, collectors are collectors. And you got to look at the guy. He probably wants to keep them. He's probably had stuff in the past. And a lot of collectors take some of their older, flip it, have an income. They've listen, people who've been collecting, especially train stuff, for 40 years, they know what they're doing.
Yeah. You know what I find amazing?
And they're not going to burn anybody. Go ahead.
Right. And one day I accidentally mislabeled a train that I had gotten, a little model train. I accidentally labeled it wrong, and this gentleman reached out to me and told me that he's a collector, and he wanted to give me the correct name and size of that item that I had, only because he didn't want me to get burned down the road by having the wrong description of that item. And I tell you, the best thing I ever had of somebody just reaching out to me and telling me that, because I took it for granted of what I saw on the picture and on the model. And he corrected with a nice little email telling me, look, for your lookout, this is what it really is, and this is what you have. If you don't mind, just go ahead and change it. So I did.
Wow, that was nice.
It was nice. I also want to welcome Sarah Dana in the house, and City Picker. And where else did I see somebody else come in at? And I missed it. Let's see here. Doobie doobie doo doo doo. Dan the Answering Man in the house. Welcome.
Now, Robert, he knows you, but do you have a special place where you get your inventory from, or like a store?
Yeah.
Or no?
I'm
Just
sorry.
talking to you, Kevin.
I'm sorry. Say that again, Larry.
Wondering if Robin with her getting her inventory. You have a special place that you get your inventory from, or?
I go to several thrift stores in town. I've also gotten some wholesale lots from Jomar. They do clothing wholesale lots. I use Wholesale Ninja I've gotten stuff from them as well. So those are the places I typically go to. I really enjoy going and hunting at Goodwill and all the local places. That's fun.
Now, are you able to have any garage sales in your area?
Yeah, we do. I do that occasionally too. I'm just right now. I watch my grandson during the week, so Saturday mornings I'm not an early person because I get up at 6 during the week to get him. Yeah. So Saturday morning I'm like, no, I think I'm going to sleep.
Thrifting is fun.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
and Larry, have you ever found anything to answer?
Yeah.
That same question.
Yeah.
Larry.
What?
Larry, are you there?
I'm here. What's up?
Larry, have you ever found anything out of the ordinary or unusual?
Yeah.
The question that Lone Star asked earlier, did you ever find anything unusual? Because I know you're doing ephemeral right now.
Yeah.
And the reason he was asking, he said, is because he found an original letter by Senator Lyndon Johnson, who became the 36th U.S. president, written on a Texas state letterhead for $5 or even maybe less.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, it is. What is you ever found anything unusual, Larry, with all the stuff you've been buying?
No, not really. Nothing unusual. No, I mean, right now, there are things that have been, I have some really old battleships on there from wartime, and those haven't been moving. The things that have been moving is states. I guess people, from vacation, spots. And I mean, I've been selling postcards from Colorado. I guess people are taking to certain things and states that they have visited, and that's been moving. Usually about 1 or 2 every week right now.
So what is the oldest postcard you ever mailed or sold, or what is the newest mail card date you ever sold?
The oldest, I didn't pay attention to the year, but I have a 19. I just listed a 1929, and that's I forgot what state that one is in.
Oh wow!
It's a picture of I don't even remember what the picture was. I just go through them. I stick them in binders.
Right.
Filling in spots because I got open spots now for ones that have sold, and the most I've sold was 11 postcards to one person.
Oh, that's good.
Hey, Larry, just a suggestion. You have all your postcard listed under, I guess, that tab on eBay. I don't know. I guess it's listed on the postcards and whatever categories you check. Did you ever think about separating them topically and listing the ones that you have trains on underneath the train section?
Yeah, I don't have
people who are looking to buy trains and like articles and magazines and paperwork in regards to trains aren't necessarily going to go searching through the postcard section.
I don't have trains, but I do have boats. So I was probably going to stick a few under the boat category. I got some old boats.
The thing that I think what Kevin is trying to say, though, broaden your search by not only putting them on the postcards, but even add, because if you do anything that has to do with collectibles, I can also go under those categories under collectibles by you adding that to your categories to be able to have more people on the eyes of the items you have.
I ended up buying a hat that way because I'm big into collecting silver for future use and money, which is I left that out. I've been buying silver bullion for years, and I would be in there and I'm looking there and I'm doing auctions and blah 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 bloop, and all of a sudden there was a nice hat that had a nice emblem of like a silver bar on it. I bought it. It didn't belong in there with the auctions for 1 ounce silver, troy ounce things. But I look at the hat, go, I like that hat. $17. You know what I did? Because I'm watching the auctions, bought the hat.
There you go.
I would never have gone looking for a hat.
And that's why it's good to put them in different categories, even though it may be just postcards. But because there's a topic on that postcard, put it in another category so that you get more people's eyes on your items.
I also have to admit I'm very bad at the supermarket grabbing stuff at the register to buy too, so I have that impulsiveness in myself. And Home Depot. You know how many drill bits I got from Home Depot? You can always use another set. It's another $5 worth of bits down the drain. I got more drill bits than brains.
I think we're all guilty of that, Kevin.
How many flashlights I got, but then when I go looking for it, I can't.
You can't find them.
I'll never forget when Robert's dad passed away. We were going through all the stuff, and it was so amazing on how many different colors, styles, thicknesses, big or small, of how many flashlights his dad collected.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I also want to welcome, we have Maggie Doodle. Welcome, Maggie. We also have I'm Brad. Welcome, Brad, to the chat.
Yeah. Even though
Thanks,
I've been
Brad.
doing ephemera here for a few months now, I'm still in the learning process. So
Good to have everyone. If I missed anyone, please let me know or scream at me. I'll put me in caps or something so I can shout out to you.
But Larry,
Melanie says,
branch out when you can, because you have a lot of safety nets around you with people.
yep.
Yeah.
So when you got to
Melanie
make a move, say, hey.
She said the first time she sold ephemera was when Squashy's auction. I had no idea that the things that would be worth as much as it did. Now I am looking more for postcards.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. Lonstar says letters, posters, art prints, or posters, rare stamps, bills, graphic corporation boxes also sell well for the collectors. I guess that list goes on for as the stuff can be destroyed. And you're right.
Yeah.
Cards are being a big thing at the flea market, so you ready to go. Oh, here we go. And used to be able to use attention.
Yeah, I also have documents on there, but they are old, but don't ask me how old they are because I'm still in the learning process. So
Larry, I have a question about that. I noticed when y'all doing your filing of things, are y'all using gloves for those old documents?
I do use gloves, but I gotta get a different kind of pair because I'm not really happy with the pair I'm using. I mean, they just seem too thick, and you can't really feel anything. I mean, it's hard to move the papers around. I mean, if there's like a small book of documents, it's hard to separate because the gloves are too thick.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, I learned about that maybe a few weeks ago, and I never knew to do that until I was informed, by Victoria and another person. You should be using gloves on them. I'm like, why? They said because your hand oil, on the postcards and documents will start ruining them somehow.
Well, that includes anything with postcards or anything with baseball cards, football cards, any kind of cards that are collectible.
Yeah.
The more alls that get on it, the worse it can damage that item.
Right.
Now, Robin, is there any particular item that when you're sourcing, that you actually go out and the eyes are straight or your mind straight onto what you want to find, particularly that you always look for?
Not so much. I mean, as far as the clothing goes, I go by this, although you don't have to shop seasonally, because there's coats that sell in the summer and stuff like that. But I typically will make sure that I have a good stock of, either summer clothes when summer comes or, winter stuff for winter and things like that. I have brands in my head that I typically will just go and like athletic brands sell really good right now. So I usually go to that department first.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've expanded into hard goods now, I tend to go through that first because the clothes sit there in the Goodwill a little bit longer than the hard goods. And plus there's other resellers, in my area that go to the same places that I go to. So, first come, first serve.
Exactly right.
You take it first, you see it, you grab it. That's it.
You better, yeah. Don't put it back down and think about it because somebody else will snatch it up.
I usually put it in my cart. I'll research this later. I'm going to throw it in here right now, and then I'm going to go in a quarter. And if I put it in one, great, they can have it. But, yeah.
I want to also welcome Taylor Exchange. Welcome. It's good to see you in the chat. And Kevin, is there anything that you particularly look towards when you go shopping or sourcing?
Yeah, absolutely. I am a Limoges fanatic, believe it or not. Anything cloisonné as well.
Okay.
But I do have an affinity. I don't know why and how it happened, but I just love the whole aspect of Limoges, and now I've learned my lesson not to be so short-sighted that when I go to a thrift stop or a Savers or like that, I would always beeline to there. Just give the obligatory check that did somebody pass up on a silver platter, which never happens.
Yeah, that's right.
Once in a blue moon, you'll find one, but I haven't found the blue moon yet. So, but I would go through all the glassware and, the Fenton, the Murano, anything like that is what I look for. And I'm tending to start becoming a Limoges holder honor, which is, not the worst thing in the world, but still. But now, from what I've seen that's going on, I now go to the game wall. I had no idea. Yeah. No idea. The one thing I don't want to do, because it ain't for me, there's nothing wrong with it, is clothing, because then I'll never leave the store.
Yeah.
But I go right to the. I have blinkers on, right to I just call it glass, right to the glass, and all the knickknacks and paddywhacks, and then right to the game wall and get the hell out before I decide to buy shelves of stuff, because I don't want to miss something. But I'm also learning now, like I think you mentioned, Johnny, a couple of weeks ago, and I find it utterly interesting. I didn't know that antique stores have actual quote unquote sections called booths that people will put their product there, and you can score like a son of a gun.
Oh,
and
wow.
I
Also can make a good living by having a booth. So
I have 2 of them.
Gosh darn it! Now that's another stream I got to go swimming down. You guys, you couldn't leave well enough alone, right?
But the best thing about antique booths, though, and if you do your research on your area and see what they have available, go out there and give an eye out and check out what's going on. For example, for me, I started by us just going and shopping there, and I'm always wanting to get a booth. And the one place we were going to, I put my name on the waiting list. They would never call. We would go back up, put my name again on the list, and they would call. No call or nothing. So I would go to a different one. And it just so happened I got my first one. It was only $50, so I was able to put a lot of stuff in it. But now another booth that I was having my eye on, because I'm in there and I'm always in there once a week, I was able to see this one particular booth that I had. It was perfect location, waiting for them to get out, because at the time when I was looking for a booth, somebody had just got that booth. And then now here we are a couple of months later and they're gone, and I was able to get that booth.
Good for you.
So then you can think of when you go to places like garage sales or savers or your thrift shops, and you find a big piece of an item that is something you can't put on eBay because it's too big, or any other platforms, or Facebook Marketplace. Put them in the antique booth, because then you can sell them.
Wow.
And that's what another thing some people do. They look at big items that are nice, and they can put it in their booth to where they don't have to worry about the shipping and the cost and everything else. And then everybody who goes in there is going to see it anyway, because there's always a lot of foot traffic.
Wow.
Yeah. I think another lesson for people is pick the one or two things, like you said, Johnny, that you kind of gravitate towards, that you like. Treat yourself. Like, I'll keep the Limoges. I'll keep buy my silver bullion. And you got to have a mindset of, do not get attached to a damn thing you find in a storage bin. Just look at it as dollar bills. Don't get attached to it. Say, oh my God, I always wanted one of these. No, you didn't, because if you did, you'd have it. Oh, I wanted a Bowflex. I'm going to start working out. No, you're not. You're going to stop for pizza on the way home. Who are you BSing? So just get rid of it. Let go. And then
now, for a while, I was collecting and buying Fenton and glasswares and silver. And now I'm getting ready to move all my stuff out of one booth into the one I have, the second one I have. And I'm putting all glassware and Fenton and everything in that other booth, because I see that a lot of people are looking for that kind of stuff. And so now that's going to go in that booth.
There's a big Fenton market out there in this country.
Yes.
Also with Fenton, there's a big Indiana milk glass too. Which is basically looks like Fenton. It's unmarked, but it's Indiana milk glass, which I'm actually partial to. And I know how Johnny feels. You look at it, and you're like, I do have a spot for that, but just look the other way. Just let go. You really do. You got to let go.
You do.
Because when it comes to glassware and items like that, there's always a spot for it.
That's why right now you have. It's the thing about dusting and cleaning it all. So you got to make sure
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
That'll be somebody else's dust bunny.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can't forget. You'll be like, oh, there's so many pieces out there. No one's going to buy it. Every day there's a million houses being sold. They need it.
Yeah, this is true.
Your grandma had that. They want it. And they're going to buy the doily. They're going to buy the knob nail, and it's going on the table. They don't care how bad it looks, because Grandma Grace had it. Now I have it.
Yeah, exactly. Now, another thing, too, even though you're thinking about, like Larry was asking the questions in reference to storage lockers, another thing you can do, too, is look in your local area and download the app that's the estatesales.org.
Yeah.
You can actually put it within so many miles of your location or where you live. Oh, wow. And you can, like, for example, the last 2 estate sales I went to happen to be the same company. And they are ready to deal and wheel with you as far as getting rid of what's in that house. Oh, wow. So they tell you, bring bags, fill it, let's talk, and give you a price on everything. And that's what I did twice already for the same company. And I guarantee you, I bought some good stuff this last week for $150 for a lot of stuff.
I
I'm selling it. I'm getting rid of it.
That's why I've been hanging out. Yeah, she's been
Sorry, Larry.
checking out, and she just got done doing an estate sale today, and she told me where it was. And I was too late getting there because she said right now the storage units around here are very few because of the epidemic that's going on. So that's what she's going to now, the estate sale, and she made a killing today.
Oh, yes. In fact, Robert put the link, the actual website in the chat. If you go to that net, you go to there and you download the app to your phone, you can actually tell it how you put your zip code in it where you live. And you can put how far would you are willing to go out away from your zip code. And what happen is every time there's an estate sale, it'll come up and you can look at those. And 9 times out of 10, there, like for example, the last ones I looked at, there were so many pictures that you can go through and see what's there. Yeah. Because you're going to know when you at the door, for example, if you're there before they open, they might not only let the 8 to 10 people in, but there's a board that you sign up, and that way you can sign up on it, but you have to be there when the door opens, because if they let the first 8 people or 10 people or 20 people at the max, depending on what your area says, you can get in there first, and you know what you have in mind, what I want to go for. You can go straight forward or ask them, what room is it in? Because that'll take your time, and I can tell you, I can go into a house, 30 minutes later, I'm walking out with my stuff. Because
not everybody's there for the same thing either.
Exactly. Right. So you definitely look at the pictures,
I'm afraid.
see what you like or what you want to go for, and see what the prices are. Because I can tell you right now, the man tells you. It could be in different areas for where you live. They'll tell you, we're looking to get rid of it, make us a bundle deal, put it together, we'll make you a price. And they're willing to do that.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid of estate sales. Apparently, I'm living in a hot spot for them.
Yeah. You gotta watch that too.
Spot.
Let's see. Taylor said transmission having issues. Oh, he's talking about Corbro. Things that just rolling with eBay and hanging out here. Well, thank you, Taylor.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called estatesales.net.
Mm.
You can download that app. And another thing too, I've noticed in some of the ads, they'll even tell you if it's if the person had passed away or if somebody passed away or why, if it's not having to do with Corona and things like that. So you can basically use your own judgment, because they're going to make you wear a mask. If you don't wear gloves, you're going to use hand sanitizer. But I do all of that when I go. I wear the mask, the gloves, everything.
Right.
And Harry Humstone, welcome.
Hi, Harry.
And apparently, when you go to the estate sale, go to the bathroom and take every single bottle of perfume you can get your hands on, because that's another thing. I'm watching people sell half bottles of perfume for $140, and I'm staring at my computer going, what planet am I on?
Right. Exactly. It's when I see them selling, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, why? Well, there's a price for everything.
Yeah.
And don't get disappointed, because even Johnny
online auctions. Yeah, because you can even find things on online auctions, and you'll be surprised at what you can find for somebody who's trying to get rid of something.
Right.
Sometimes people just want it out of there.
They want it gone.
Yeah, they should have one called divorce.net for when they're selling the other person's crap. You know, you're going to get a pennies on it. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Divorceyardsales.com. Yeah, come in. That son of a left and blah, blah, blah. I'm afraid of estate sales because I just know what kind of damage I can do to myself.
Right.
I'll be walking out with the furniture. I'll be like, oh my God, I gotta have this. No, I don't have to have it. So I still got a bit of that in me. I got to learn to get rid of it. And you know what? And you find that's what happens when you think that people are overpaying online for storage lockers. They let their ego get into it. You say to yourself, and listen, there's me and there's plenty of other people that you get them on YouTube or you text them or Instagram them, say, hey, can you take a look at this? What would you go for this? And no one's going to tell you, no, I'm not going to tell you. And they'll say, hey, listen, this is the budget I would. So if you were going to say you're going to go 200, you're going to go 300, now your budget is 250. No matter what happens, when that unit gets to 250, you're out. You're out. Yep. Because you weren't supposed to get that unit. There was a better one. Don't start getting up to 350, 400. Now you blew your budget. You're pissed off. You find out there's a mattress, a Christmas tree, and a microwave. It won't fit in your Honda. It won't fit in your Toyota Avalon. And you just you're cursing the day you were born. But that 5 minutes of ego because you beat, Billy Bullseye, who was bidding against you, you got to let it go.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got a budget. You see dollar amount. If you see $150 worth of merchandise, put $150 into the unit because there's another $300 you don't see.
Exactly. And definitely make sure you keep on that budget because you don't want to overdo it. And the next thing you know, you're in there and it's like you're cursing yourself. Why did I do this? What the hell I got myself into? Callie Picker James is in the house. Welcome.
Kevin is crazy.
No, I admit my faults and my shortcomings. I got to change them. You keep learning to the day you die about things.
Exactly. And if you're not learning, it means you're not trying.
Exactly.
But Larry, if you see something inexpensive, you want an opinion on, X Johnny, X me. Ray, you do storage lockers as well, no? Ray?
Robin?
Ray?
Yo, no, I do not dabble in that. No.
Okay. You know what's going to happen? They're going to get you and they're going to drag you right in.
They might someday.
Sooner or later.
Watch one too many videos of it and I'll be like, oh, try this, right? Everybody's doing
Not on
it.
YouTube.
Well, you know what gets people hooked? You give the links to the website and go in and just say, hey, listen, make believe you're going to do one. Go to the website, put in your zip code, 50 miles, and just teach yourself how to spot stuff. And then you'll be like,
right.
And you're going to take the plunge into the rabbit hole. And you'll be happy you did it. We're trying to get Larry out of his chair.
One unit's going to pull you in, and you're going to do good, and you're going to want to do more.
Larry, it's meant for you.
What is meant for me?
Storage lockers, they are.
Oh no, I'm going to be in. See, when I'm going to learn. When Mel starts going to them again, she's going to teach me about and show me everything that's involved in doing a storage unit.
Oh,
just
wow.
to see if I might be interested in doing it.
Right.
Larry, Johnny, and you, Ray, Robin, maybe you guys know. Larry was interested in possibly getting those 4x4x4 Goodwill boxes, pallet boxes.
Oh, the pallets?
Yeah, the ones that are sold for like $40. I mean,
I'm still planning on getting at least one, just one.
Okay, Larry.
Has anybody bought them?
If you go on to Harry Tornado, that's Josh.
Oh, right, yeah.
He goes through the whole pallet. Now he had to go in to get a storage unit because he bought so many. It's the funny thing about it, he started with one.
Right.
And he went back and got 4.
Oh,
Then he got 12. Then he got 16. Now he's got a storage unit that's got them all in there because he can't go through them too fast.
Right.
No. But it's amazing on what you can get in those units. Now, sometimes they only show you the top view of the pallet because it's all wrapped. But if you can see in through that wrap that they use, and you can see some good products that you know you can make a profit on, then it's worth it because sometimes it's $20, $25, $40, $50. Now, some places will ask you to bring the pallet back, and you get $10 back per pallet. So that's another thing you got to look into when you do that.
The thing is, everything's in a Gaylord, so all you can do is see the top layer.
Right, and that's all you're going to see.
Yeah.
So that's what you got to take and look at and see: is it worth going through? Is it worth the hassle of digging everything out of there and getting it out to make sure you can get through it?
Well, I'm gonna be trained on that too when I go see KJ. So.
And what you can't flip on Facebook Marketplace or eBay, go get a table at the flea market for $15 and it'll go.
Yep.
It'll go. Harry Tornado a year ago was working for an insurance company, thrifting part-time, basically selling shoes and odds and ends he found. He committed, I think, in October to make it a full-time deal. And now look at one person by himself. And look at where he is now.
Yep.
He made a commitment to it, and he hasn't done anything out of pocket. He's taken everything he's earned, kept his house afloat, and kept reinvesting in himself.
Yeah.
And when you want to go out to dinner, then you take that $100 out. Just keep flipping that money because all of a sudden you're going to have a nice handful.
Callie says that's what I foresee with Larry doing 16 pallets and no time together to get through them.
It's just something I'm just trying to get into. So I'm down to one pallet. It's something new.
Yeah, Taylor says exactly. Now, not hard to see $40 in just a little lot, and that's true. If you could see it through the wrap that they have, then you know you could take that chance.
James seeing Robin with the kid. I thought you were playing with a doll.
I don't know. So the petting of the doll didn't disturb you. The fact that it was a dog did. That's very scary, Callie. If she was sitting there petting the doll, I would have been off the screen faster than you could say go. Look at my dog, guys. I'm out of here.
Rachel reinventing Rachel. Welcome.
In case you didn't know, Rachel's reinventing Rachel.
Yes, I know. She's come a long way.
That's going to become Rachel 2.0.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's got a whole new look, a whole new attitude, and she's going forward.
And I just subbed to you, Robin.
Oh,
Okay, before I forget, make sure you put your links in the chat so everybody can make sure they subscribe to you. And also, I've seen I had to give a wrench to, I don't know if she's still in the chat. Yeah, make sure you still subscribe because sometimes that YouTube takes away those subscriptions.
oh, wow.
Also in the chat, we have Bonnie, that's Unique Stores. I don't know if y'all ever saw her yet, but she will be my next guest coming up next week. And she's really got some good stuff on her channel.
Oh,
That
cool.
Robert Krennic guy's always slacking.
Yeah.
And so don't forget to put your links in the chat for your YouTube channel so everybody can come and subscribe to you and make sure we communicate with each other and share the love of this community and make sure that you get to see other content. You don't know if it's going to hurt you or help you, but you can always make those decisions when you check someone's channel out because they always have somebody with good content.
Yeah, for sure. There's so many out there, it's hard to watch them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. You really can't.
Keep up.
And you know the one you don't, and the one you miss watching is the person you run into that afternoon.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Hey, did you see my video? Ah, for the love of God, no. You can't say yes. They're going to quiz you.
You guys, just say, I haven't got to it yet.
Oh, my computer crashed. Yeah, that's it.
Good answer.
I just talked to way too many people. I just keep getting notifications. This one went live, that one live.
Right.
There's only
That's right, Dan. I need my prescribers.
Yeah.
I don't have subscribers. I got prescribers.
prescribers.
You know, you slip and say the wrong word, and it never lets you go.
That's right.
Well
All right,
played,
so let me
Dan.
make sure. Here's Kevin's channel link that I'm putting in the chat now. Never Ending Saga. Then we have Ray Resell. That's Robin. Here's her link.
Yeah.
And so make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to him. I think Robin's almost close to 100. And Kevin, you're over 100 now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at 136, I believe.
Oh, we need to get that up.
That was
Make
like,
sure you go subscribe to both of
listen,
them.
it went quick from 90 to 136, though. I got to tell you.
I know.
You know, hang out overnight, curse people out, and they kind of like it.
Oh, wow.
Actually, I've been the mild one. Larry will tell you. It ain't me. I want a place where people can let go and let loose. I thought I'd be the one. I'm sitting there with my mouth open going, what the heck? You're all just like me.
Right.
And I just dropped the link for my Etsy store. I just started putting more items on there. In fact, as of this morning, I have 1,113 listings on eBay. I have 18 items listed on Mercari and 6 items on Etsy and more to come.
Oh, wow.
Good Lord. How many more platforms are you going to do, like Bonanza and all those other ones?
I have Bonanza, but I automatically export it from eBay to Bonanza, and I just let it go because it has more eyes on my products.
Right.
That's just a matter of if it sells, it comes off automatically anyway, so that's the only reason I'm doing that. But I'm not really doing any work on Bonanza because it's being exported from YouTube or eBay.
Oh, it's almost 1,200 total listings. Wow.
And I got more to go. My goal is to have 2,000 on eBay by October 1st for Q4.
Wow.
So that's why I'm constantly listing every day.
For the fourth quarter.
26 eBay.
2,000. Who's the watch expert? Everybody could chip in and give you an opinion, Rachel. What do you got? That's it.
Robert knows a lot about watches. He's a collector of watches and clocks. His dad was a clock. He had a clock company.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Robert now owns TikTok. No, just kidding. Look at Larry laughing. Larry hangs out on Twitch, and it's the truth. So don't be laughing, Larry.
No,
I don't hang out. I mean, it's just whenever there's a live going on there. That's all.
I might not be good at watches, but I'm good at watching people. Does that count?
I just go in there whenever Simply Dana's live. That's all.
And Robin, Bonnie, I do know about the cross listing thing, but I'm the one that I like to make sure my listings that I put are mine because I don't want any mistakes on anything. So that's why I am hand on hand with all the platforms I'm on because I even had to go through my Bonanza and have to keep calling customer service and sending them messages because I was not having some of my pictures show up, and they kept saying, "Well, you only have so many." I
Oh,
know that I have a lot of product, and I would do screenshots and send them because my products weren't even showing the pictures.
right.
That's why that's the only one I do, and the rest I'd rather be on one by one. Also, want
Wait
to
a
welcome
minute.
our kid. It's Peter in the chat. Welcome.
Larry, you said you only go on Twitch for what?
When Simply Dana's live, if I get it in the email that she's live, and then I'll jump in there and watch her sing or.
Oh, you know what they call that, right, Larry?
What?
They call it stalking.
The thing is, though, she sees me.
Oh, it's like shooting fish in a barrel, isn't it? It's such a good sport. Such a good sport. I laid it right up there. So Johnny put it in the corner of the court at 126 miles an hour. Bing, Sampras out.
I log into Twitch there, Kevin. I talked to her in the chat. She talks back to me.
No, I know, Larry. Please, you're as harmless as I don't know what's harmless anymore. Callie
Rachel
got kicked off
says-
Bonanza. Of course.
She just found an interest vintage Seiko with moon and stars, and similar one is going for $200 on eBay, but I would have to send a picture.
Wow.
I haven't seen those in a long time.
Wow. Yeah.
A Seiko with moon and stars?
Yeah. You found a similar one for $200 on eBay.
Wow. Okay.
Is that it anywhere on the back of that? Is it called the Seiko Moon Watch? Like, is the moon carved out of the back plate of the unit of the unit? Like, so I can't get unit out of my head. Of the face plate of the watch. Rachel 2.0. This is what I like, a moon dial showing phases. That's what I was leading towards. Thank God Robert's got proper English. I certainly don't. Hey, that freaking watch over there, it's a Fugazi. What do you mean, the moon? That's only half the moon.
Rachel says yes.
He said yes to you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, she has a watch that's probably worth $200.
Probably.
Okay, everyone, if y'all don't know Lori's story, she's doing an auction live at 5. So if y'all want to subscribe to her, go check her out.
It's probably a 6829 Seiko, but I'm just guessing.
Yeah, without any pictures or anything, right?
Yeah. But Robert knows.
Says, yes, the moon is cut out of the face.
You got a good one. Did you get that in a jar full of watches or a bag full of watches somewhere? Because that's a good one.
Yeah.
All you need is one or two of those and a lot of watches, and you're ready. You're off to the races.
I haven't seen one of them in
Right.
a long time.
You're gonna have on the back of it. Try to clean up as much as you can and use a magnifying glass. The Seikos tend to have the model numbers on the back, right beneath the battery numbers.
Did you see what James said?
I don't know. Listen, I don't know everything. Please, far from it. Everything that I learned about watches, I've learned watching YouTube videos and buying watches and then looking them up, researching their history. God, honest truth, I bought a batch of watches from Donna Bottolino a few months ago, and I took each one of them, even that I knew that a fossil was whatever a fossil was, but I looked up how to look up a watch, knew what the numbers were, and just learned each one of them. And I could rattle off 15 names of watches I never knew 3 months ago, and I can identify them. And you get an idea of what their actual worth is and what the movement's worth. Mm-hmm. It's not so much the prettiness. And boy, let me tell
makes
you.
a good point. Even though she said this about Callie. You never mind what people are telling you because it's something that if you're doing wrong, take the criticism and improving yourself because that way it'll make you a better person.
Well, the first thing you do when you buy a lot of watches is you get Clorox wipes and you clean the crap out of the band and the back of the watch and its crevices. Get the skin and the oils from whoever had it. I know it sounds gross, and their sweat off the damn watch. And then it's going to look new to you.
A lot of people don't think about that when they're doing that.
Oh, jeez.
I got to do that, me. Let's see. Was just going to say the same thing, Rachel. You can find the model number. And Rachel says again, mystery jewelry from Donna's 5 sterling silver pieces. A silver case in the moon watch.
What she got out of it, I guess.
But she got an Aria silver case and the moon watch. Yeah, Whatever you paid for it, you paid back whatever you paid for it with the Aria silver case. Never mind the watch. What's the matter, Rhonda?
Welcome, Rhonda. How you doing?
We're so
Good to
sorry.
see you.
Why, Rhonda? What happened?
Now, Kevin, for watches, is there any type of a sonic cleaner you can put a watch in to clean it?
Oh.
Good question.
Is there any kind to dip? I wouldn't dip a watch in anything, even though most watches are, rated for 30 feet deep. I mean, for the most part, they're waterproof to a certain level. I just, listen, like the best things in the world to buy are things that were handmade. They last forever. So the best way to clean a watch is cleaning it with your hands.
Okay.
Right.
You could very easily pop the bands off. Then you become an expert at it.
Right.
Well, sometimes too, depends on the watch. You have to have certain types of tools to take those off so you don't scratch the back.
Yeah, you do.
Especially if you have to replace a battery watch. Battery.
Rhonda, what are you saying you're sorry to me for? What happened?
No, she was saying she was sorry she was late.
Oh, shame on you.
I messed up.
I kept her up to 6 o'clock in the morning. It's my fault.
Oh, no wonder.
See, there you go.
Don't be sorry, dear. It's okay.
No. I'm just glad you're here. It's good to see you.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, make sure y'all put y'all links in the chat. In fact, Lori just put her. She's going live with her auction.
Yeah.
Does anyone have the link to Rachel's auction that y'all can put in the chat? If anybody can find it and put it in the chat for me, please. That way we can all go to Lori after. But make sure you go ahead and make sure you subscribe to each other in the chat. I want to thank each and every one of you. It's been great, and I don't want to keep our guests too long. I do try to keep this as close to an hour as I can. And if y'all have any final questions or anything you would like to ask, either Robin or Kevin, go ahead, or myself or Larry, go ahead and put the question in the chat for us so we can see it by putting @Cajun Roots so I can see it and it will highlight on my end. And if I don't see
anybody other than Callie. You can't leave the door open for him.
No, you're right. And again, I want to thank each and every one of y'all. It's an honor to have y'all and spend this time with each and every one of y'all every Saturday. Thank y'all for keep coming back. And I want to say, if anyone is interested and would like to put out their channel on a shout out or anything like that on my channel, please reach out to me. And all my channel videos in the description bar, you do see where I will have my email, Instagram, and or Facebook. Please reach out to me, and it would be an honor to have you on as a guest, and we do shout outs to your channel, and then you're definitely going to be the one that's going to be on that channel and do all the thumbnails with your information on it, and so that way we can get you out there, especially if you're no matter if you're over 1,000 subscribers or you're under 100. This is more of a paying it back forward to where I can showcase others who do channels and a little bit about themselves so you can put a name with the face.
Yeah.
Let's see. Larry, there's a question for you. Where did it go? Right here. Is Larry drinking beer from a straw?
Does I have a straw, James?
For the love of God.
And there's the link for Laura's. It's Lori's story. She does a live. She's doing a live auction. So if y'all want to go ahead and support her, make sure y'all go out and check her out. Thank y'all so much for coming, and we're going to go ahead and end it here. And so, as I said, every time we end the show, love always, and we love you for free.
Yes, y'all.
Thank y'all for coming, and thank y'all for supporting the channel. And we'll go ahead and see y'all on the next live. Don't forget, I do lives at 5:30 Monday and Wednesdays. And this Monday, I have the thrifting Goomba. It's being live on Monday.
Kevin, you got to turn your camera on. We got to see your heart mate with the hand here. You got to turn your camera on.
You know what I actually did? I actually put my hand over my heart. I don't know why.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank each and every one of y'all. See y'all in the next lives, in the next chats. And so let me go ahead and end our little exit here.